What? Oh man, what is up? What is up? What is up? This is the Knowledge Free Podcast, the Knowledge Podcast. You call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. As long as you check it out. And if you don't, it's all good too. I ain't tripping. Ain't no big deal to me. Oh man, what is going on? What is going on? Anyway, I got a couple of things I want to address. This is a Knowledge Free Podcast, which y'all already know that, which I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But I'll tell you this. I got some things I want to address. What's up with it tonight? What is up? Hey, I got some shit I want to address. I'll be looking at the chat room. If you listen on SoundCloud, I appreciate you. I fuck with you. If you watching this shit on YouTube live, I hope I fuck up your day like my day is fucked up. Unless it's not, you know, it's a funeral or some shit like that. I don't want to fuck up your day. I hope I brighten your day. But if it's a regular day, I hope I fuck it up like my shit is fucked up. It's Sunday and they got to go to work tomorrow. I already know, clown ass shit. Did Jesus come back today? Anyway, if he didn't come back, maybe there's always next Sunday. But anyway, hey, this is what we call the Knowledge Podcast. Shout out to everybody that be watching. Shout out to Nuke too. We wasn't able to do the No Way Out podcast because Nuke, with Nuke being a madam and pimping them bitches downtown and getting that money, she had to work late because I guess a couple of bitches didn't have the money for Nuke. So Nuke was like, hey, Warren, I can't do the podcast this week because I got to get these bitches in line because these hoes ain't got my money and ain't a damn thing funny. I said, okay, goddamn, Nuke, do your thing. So, you know, Nuke is a madam, ladies and gentlemen, when she not here doing the podcast with me. But shout out to Nuke. Hey, but anyway, I got some shit that I want to address. There was a nigga that left a comment, I think his name was Jason Pierre, talking all this shit about how Latinos, the Spaniards, they had 6% and they came here and all this other shit. Look, man, first of all, Spain is in Europe. I've already said that. Oh, you read all these books and all this other. First of all, I haven't claimed to read a whole lot of books. I just post the books that I read. So I'm gonna address this fuck nigga because you can't even find a picture of him. And he said I was caping for the Latinos. No, what I did say was in Las Vegas, Nevada, if you lived in Las Vegas, you noticed that in every major city, I'm not the only person that says this, Dr. Claude Anderson says it, and I've noticed it myself, in every major city, they have a Spanish town, they have a little Cuba, a little Jamaican town, a little this, but when it comes to native black Americans, we don't have shit. They give us a west side that gets infiltrated by everybody but us. That's what they have, and that's a fact. I'm only speaking on what I see. That's one. Second of all, you're talking about all the black people are here and all this other stuff, and some of the comments I was reading, I just kind of, I was reading, he left me a whole paragraph. First of all, you a fuck nigga. That's just me personally. You don't know what you're talking about. That's second. That's first. Second of all, there's not even a picture of you. You go on your YouTube page, you got some clown ass videos. That's second. Third of all, you act like I got a whole bunch of subscribers and everybody's believing what I say. I never claimed to be the hear it all, the know it all, and the see it all and done it all. I'm only telling you about the books that I've read, clown ass nigga. So I had to address that because what niggas like to do is they like to internet troll and leave these clown ass fucking responses, but you go on their page and they ain't got shit on there. It's not even them. It's some other motherfuckers talking shit. So yeah, you a fuck nigga and I think you a clown. And for you to say I was caping for Latinos, I have never caped for any other race but my own. That's a fact. And I always talk about little jewels and things that other races will tell us that really fuck with us. That's all. Never anybody that know me know I don't cape for other motherfuckers. I cape for my people. I don't care who you date, what you date, how you date them. Cape for your own. You sound, brother, like you are very insecure about yourself because you kept talking about how I read all these books, which I never claimed to do. So since you want to talk about how I was wrong in the Spaniards, I never said that. I never said any of those things. I never said that the Spaniards didn't have a hand in slavery, just like the Catholic Church did, which they apologized for their profits that they made off of slavery. But I never said that either. That's one. Two, I always talk about something, and what I didn't like about this gentleman that left this comment on my page, he was talking shit about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and how Farrakhan said that Malcolm should be put to death and all that. You know what? I still stand with Farrakhan. You know why? Because Malcolm should have never went to those white people and discussed anything about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's a fact. And I'm showing this book, The Secret Relationship Between Jews and Blacks, because everything that's taken in this book was wrote by Jewish scholars. Facts. The Nation of Islam, they just did the research. So while you talking that shit about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, check your facts, fuck nigga. That's a fact. And he's on record, probably the only nigga that has called out the system of white supremacy on a major scale. And everything he speaks is facts. Go look at his speeches since you want to talk shit about him. You a fuck nigga. So I just thought I would let you see that book. And then there is another book, you know what I'm saying, that I always promote and I always talk about, and that is Neely Fuller Jr.'s book, which talks about being on code. That's why I like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because he calls out the fuck niggas like you, hoe ass nigga, that's hide behind a picture we don't even know or see. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of attention. Matter of fact, why you worried about my YouTube page? You act like I got a whole bunch of subscribers. But since you wanted to write this long paragraph like a bitch, I thought I would address you like a bitch. Cause you a hoe ass nigga, whoever it is, probably ain't even no black person. Talking about how I was caping for Latinos. I ain't never caped for no other race. That's a fact. And even if I did cape for a race, I don't do it that way. I talk and discuss things that other white people and other races know and teach and learn. Like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, you go research the other religions and research and study the system of white supremacy. Study white people. You can learn from that. And Neely Fuller Jr. tells you the same thing. It's a fact. And so does Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. So you can go read these books too. And I never claim to know everything. I just think it's funny because it's always niggas that ain't read shit be the niggas talking shit. And talking about what some white person told you and not by reading it yourself. Oh, because the Spaniards in 6th century and those Egyptians, they weren't black, they were brown and all this other shit. See, I love it when people do this type of shit. And you know why I love when people do this type of shit? Let me tell you why. Because I have this book. It's called, you heard me talk about it so many fucking times. I've talked about it over and over and over again. It's called The Ancient Egyptian Book of the Fucking Dead, that was wrote by Caucasian people. And on the front page, what is that lady you see with that white skirt on? She's not brown, she's dark. Exactly. You saying brown as if they were Mexicans. No, they weren't. Sorry, facts. And in this book, it clearly states how we looked. It states how we looked. States everything. It states that we came up with religion. It states, yeah, fact. So when you're laughing when I say fact, that's a fact. If not, go look it up, read it. Go listen and talk to Dr. Wafa Kamene. Go talk to Professor James Smalls. Go talk to these people. Email them. Email Professor Griff. I don't claim to know everything. I'm just talking about the books that I fucking read. And when I read the Ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, it clearly states like, these pyramids were built at this time. This was happening at this time. This is what they used for this. And even the Caucasian that wrote this book said that they restored the original color on the ancient Egyptians, which was black and not brown and light skinned. No, that happened after Alexander the Greek raided the Library of Alexandria. So if I'm speaking all this, this fiction or all this bullshit that you think that I'm speaking, I always say, go look up, go read the books yourself. You don't have to take my word for it, and don't Google it, but you can Google it, but go read the book. Go read Stolen Legacy. It gives you all this encoded information about how Pythagoras, Plato, Socrates stole all our shit and was sneaking over there with the Egyptians, Africans, and learning all the liberal arts. That's a fact. And yes, Willie McCoy, how dare you disrespect Willie McCoy? He did get shot and killed. If he was sleeping in his car and he had a gun on his lap, there was several different ways they could have disarmed him. They could have done everything, but no, they executed him. And you a whole ass nigga. That's why I'm like, oh, this must not, this, you're either a Sambo or a Coon or a Hayward Shepherd or Tell Him About the Gun Line Boss or Stephen from Django. Because any nigga that's gonna write this long thing about how black people always cry wolf, basically what it seemed like what you were saying, whole ass nigga. So I thought I would take the time to address you. But anyway, we gonna move on. We gonna talk about some real shit, whole nigga. Jason Pierre. But anyway, let's get on the real shit. Jussie Smollett. God damn. Didn't I just do a podcast on this nigga? Oh, I'm a gay black man first and all this other shit. Well, let's just address this right. We're gonna address it right now. We're gonna get it out in the open. A distraction. You campaigning with Kamala Harris and all these other motherfuckers, and you trying to mix this LGBTQ LMNOP movement with the black movement. All you LGBTQ elements, stop comparing y'all movement to the black movement. Stop comparing y'all struggle to the black struggle. Stop it. Last time I checked, they wasn't doing to gay people what they did to Emmett Till, by the way, who was Fred Hampton's cousin. That's a fact. Go read a book about Fred Hampton. It tells you all about it. It's a fact. I'll show that book another time. It's a great book. It shows how J. Edgar Hoover orchestrated the assassination of Fred Hampton. So while you talking this shit, y'all need to look at it. Then you got niggas like Jussie Smollett creating diversions and distractions. See, he's a provocateur. Why would you go in there and lie? And you knew he was lying. Y'all niggas need to know this nigga's on Empire. He's a great actor. When you're a great thespian, not lesbian, but thespian, a great actor, I don't really believe shit. So when I'm watching these interviews, how he's crying and he's doing these press tours about, and he's on Good Morning America and there's all this other shit, but you lied the whole fucking time. And then the niggas came out and said it. And then, first of all, I wasn't even tripping off that. What I was tripping off of how he kept saying, I'm a gay black man, and I'm the black Tupac and a gay black man. What you're doing is you're bastardizing Tupac's movement, because that's a fact. You're bastardizing the black movement because you're basically trying to lump it in as one. Like, I'm a gay black man. No, you're a black man who happens to be gay, nigga. And then the other niggas told on your ass. And now you look like a fucking clown and you make our movement look fugazi, fuckery. That's whole shit, man. Y'all niggas need to stop believing in Santa and the Easter Bunny. First of all, bunnies don't lay eggs, motherfucker. And if they do, they're not eggs you can eat. They don't lay, bunnies don't lay eggs, nigga. Chickens lay eggs. Snakes lay eggs, not bunnies. Bunnies lay shit. That's what they lay. Little droppings of shit. So motherfuckers need to stop believing in the Easter Bunny and believing all this bullshit and pay attention to what the fuck is really going on. Your boy Jussie Smollett creating this fucking diversion and having everybody believe, oh, so happy. No, why Willie McCoy is dead. That's what really irritated me about that comment from that fuck nigga, Jason Pierre. Oh, we always claiming that nigga got executed, just like Laquan McDonald. Just like, first of all, people like Jussie Smollett, and I'm not talking about the LGBT, I'm just talking about people like him who's trying to merge the two and mush it together. You wrong for that. Because a nigga never stand up and be like, nah, man, before anything, I'm a black man. And these motherfuckers did X, Y, and Z to me. No, you kept, oh, they called me faggot and black nigger, and they threw a noose on me and all this other shit, which I wasn't really kind of believing that shit, but I was just listening at what he was saying. And he kept saying, I'm a gay black man, and I'm gay and I'm black. And it's like, man, hold on. The LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ, they don't give a fuck about no niggas. That's segregated too. It's a fact. Because I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of LGBTQ that can't wait to call a nigga. Fuck that nigga. But motherfuckers act like it's different. Just like when I was watching Trigger Warning with Killer Mike. And he had all these people try to help make a song. One white dude calls himself a white nigger. And then we had a pro-black brother who was like, I got a problem with that. That's offensive. Well, there was a LBGTQ LMNOP XYZ there too that was supposed to be like a rapper, and he was defending that Caucasian. He was defending that fuckery. But he a part of the LBGTQ LMNOP XYZ though. See, that's what I'm saying. We always going to join all these fucking groups. I always say that. You goddamn right I say that. Look, I grew up in religion. I grew up in all that. But find me the religion that teaches you about being black, being empowered, teaching you that we built not only the slave ships, but we built the pyramids. We built all that. Like I said, any motherfucker want to challenge me and say that we're not responsible for civilization and education, then you know what? We can always talk about this. They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. Read that motherfucking book. Nature Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers. You can read Ancient and Modern Britons 1 and 2, and it'll tell you that Conor McGregor, he has Moorish blood in him. That's a fact. Facts. It's just the motherfucker that like me saying that, and I crack you up. Go read the books. I don't never claim to know everything. Go read the book. You'll probably find something in the book that I didn't even know about. I just don't like motherfuckers that ain't read the shit and going off what they heard or what some Caucasian or some other motherfucker told them, and then they run with it. Just like this whole, oh, well, the Spanish, you know, Latinos. First of all, Mexicans ain't nothing but white people speaking Spanish. That's a fact, because Spanish comes from Spain, which is in fucking Europe. You clown motherfuckers. Facts. Just like I was watching the NBA All-Star shit, and I'm watching Giannis Antetokounmpo, or whatever the fuck his name is, what they call the Greek Freak. Man, fuck all that, nigga. You're not Greek, you're Nigerian. But he never said that, well, I'm Nigerian first. No, he just, yeah, I'm Greek. I was raised in Greek. No, nigga, you're not. You're African, you're Nigerian, homie. That's a fact. Just because you know how to speak Greek, fuck out here. Them niggas still view you as a nigga. So why a motherfucker on here talking about I'm caping, nigga, what you caping for? That's a fact. This is what tripped me out. Willie McCoy just got executed, but we ain't seen the camera footage. We don't know what the fuck is going on. They trying to bury this story and act like it didn't fucking exist. That's why I did a podcast about it, because that shit kind of irritated me. I'm like, damn, what the fuck, man? But we talking about, we were, at the time, we was talking about, oh, Jussie Smollett, he got, and they kept talking about it over and over again. He kept doing interviews. Look, man, first of all, if it was a tumultuous situation, it was very traumatic, you're not finna do no fucking interview right away, unless you're a great thespian, a great actor. And that's what motherfuckers gotta see. Look at a motherfucker for what they doing. Don't go by what they saying, go by what they doing. Nigga, you're a great actor. And you was turning on those fucking waterworks like a faggot, and they gave me a noose and they poured bleach on me. Get the fuck out of here. And then when the motherfucking police start asking, well, let me see your phone. No, that's okay. But he still did that press tour though. Let everybody know that he got called a nigga and all this other shit. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear that shit. These motherfuckers ain't shit, man. And they gonna play this game as long as they can. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I just be laughing when motherfuckers do that. That's why I always say, yeah, leave your comments, motherfucker. That shit don't bother me. I think it's funny. I was laughing. And the reason why I was laughing, because I was like, damn, this nigga show is leaving his long paragraph, but you never address Willie McCoy though. And you trying to justify the police shooting him. They got motherfucking tasers. Stun guns, why you didn't use that? Why you shoot him? Just like motherfucking Oscar Grant, just like Alton Sterling, just like Laquan McDonald, just like Eric Gardner, just like Freddie Gray, just like who else I need to go? Philando Castile. Hell, Philando Castile's murder was on Facebook Live, and I had a whole bunch of people run up to me trying to show me that shit like they really understand what we going through. And you know what I said? We go through that every day. That shit been happening. You better go read Slavery by Another Name. Let me tell y'all about this book. That's why I don't like what Jussie Smollett did, because it devalues our struggle even more. You lying. You making it seem like you struggling and you not fucking struggling. You like, what? Well, no, he isn't. Nigga, that whole shit was a fucking hoax. He was a fucking liar. And he did that to clout chase and get everybody want attention, man. I understand that. Nigga, you want some attention? Bring your lightning ass over, motherfucker. Get a couple of good ass whoopings over here, nigga. And I bet you'll stop that shit then. On that whole shit. Oh, they just tied a noose around my neck and they call me nigger. And I'm, man, get the fuck out of here, man. And you doing speeches about this shit, comparing yourself to Tupac? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. And then nobody check him and be like, hey, man, you doing too much. No, the nigga just let him run with that shit. And now it's a hoax. Now every time a nigga cry wolf, they gonna be looking at that hoe ass nigga and being like, oh, well, he probably just like that nigger from Empire. He's probably lying. See, that's the thing. Black people gotta understand. That's why I keep saying we black first. So when you go on there running your fucking mouth, trying to associate yourself with everybody else's cause but ours, that's when I have a problem. And anybody that's of a different race and they're not educated about our struggle, if they really care, they would educate themselves. And they would, what's the Bible say? Govern ourselves accordingly. And they would govern themselves accordingly, and they wouldn't be looking at it from another angle like Cory Booker's clown ass said. Oh, you gotta look at it from white people's angle. Nigga, I'll never look at it from, why would you look at your struggle from somebody else's fucking perspective? It's your struggle. It's a fact. Oh, well, we're all poor. Now, that's true, but let me tell you the difference between a black person and a Caucasian person that's poor. You're still a nigga. Facts. And they're one shower away from being your supervisor with no degree and homeless. That's a fact. And you are just the nigga that cleans the toilets. You're the nigga that sweeps and mops. You're the nigga that's the tell them about the gun line boss. That's why it's, when you get a whole group of niggas that work in the same department, they can't do nothing but argue and fight with each other. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I often think of certain people that was on the corporate plantation with me, you know, before back in the day, and I miss them. That's why I got to give a shout out to Tamaya, man. Tamaya, what is happening? She in the chat room. Hey, what is happening with it, man? See, I miss people like that. That's a fact. I hate to say, you know, I ain't gonna say your last name, but Tamaya was 100. We was on that corporate plantation, 100. And what I loved about Tamaya, no, you're not finna get that fuckery, gossipy, smiling shit from Tamaya. See, that's how motherfuckers need to govern themselves at the corporate plantations. I walk around gossiping and playing and laughing and telling everybody's business and shit. See, I don't like that shit. What's going on, Tamaya? I know. Usually it be, I gotta talk to the chat room real quick. Usually it be Screwhead and my other homegirl that be in here too. I'm surprised they not in here. They usually be in here too. They be giving me shit to talk about. Hey, that's a fact. Look, I gotta, look, me and Nuke, we always talk about that. Before we do a podcast, we always talk about how thorough Tamaya was. I'd be like, I used to always tell Nuke, I tell you, I'd be like, Nuke, Maya was not no smiley, cool. She was not, first of all, let me tell you something. My homegirl Tamaya ain't gonna smile with you. She's not gonna smile with you. And she's a person, I guess that what made me be like, she cool. Cause she don't smile with you. I don't give a fuck how funny you are. Cause let me tell you something, I consider myself pretty funny. But Tamaya wasn't just laughing and smiling with me. She was sizing me up like, oh, here come, who is this nigga right here? Cause I hope he ain't no hoe ass nigga. Cause he gonna get checked. That's how she treated, and I love it. Because those type of people, those are the type of people that you should look at for leadership and guidance. And I saw how she conducted herself at work. Man, phenomenal. If more of my people conducted themselves like that, we wouldn't have these problems. We would not have these problems at corporate America. It's a fact, I'm telling y'all. Me and Nuke talk about it off camera. I wish we could get those conversations off camera because it's a fact. I'd be like, man, Nuke, if more people, I always bring up Tamaya. I'm sorry, Tamaya, but I always bring you up. This is all the time. I'll be like, man, if more people was like her, man, I would love coming to work. Because there's so many motherfuckers that's not like Tamaya, that don't handle business, and smiling with you and throwing you under the bus and cooning and buck dancing and being a Sambo ass motherfucker and pretending like that. Man, I can't stand that shit, man. It's bad enough. It's bad enough that it's not that many of us as it is. That's why when I seen Jussie Smollett do that, I'm like, what the fuck would you do that for? Now our struggle is gonna be compartmentalized, and they're gonna be like, huh, these niggers are always lying. And you're gonna be like, no, you're a nigger, so you lie. That's exactly how they feel. That's why I had to start getting knowledge of self. Because I used to be like, man, we can't be one of these motherfuckers that be lying and acting like we don't know what the fuck is going on. We gotta be thorough with our shit. That's why I don't like motherfuckers. See, I'm not no Jussie Smollett with it. I'm not gonna create some type of distraction. For all y'all that don't know, that really know me, and Tamaya know, I could have been had a whole bunch of subscribers. That's a fact. That's a fact. All I gotta do is make some coon, buffoonery ass video, get a whole bunch of fucking people to watch, and then I can be like, oh, I got a whole bunch. Nah, fuck that. I want organic people that's watching, and not hoe ass motherfuckers that's a provocateur, a motherfucker that's in there to seek and destroy. See, that's what I'm saying. See, people like Jussie Smollett, oh, he's with the system. So all this, I'm a gay black man. When a nigga start putting a title before they black first, nah. Black women, most black women be like, I'm a black woman. They don't be like, I'm a woman that's black, that just happens to be black. Man, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you can say that until it's time for you to go get that car. And you gotta go to drive time. Approved. Because you can't go to the real dealerships because they come like, ooh, sorry, Shaquanda. Your credit score was 520, and we really, we're gonna need another $3,000 or $4,000 for you to get this Ford Escort. So, is there anyone that could co-sign for ya? Then you a nigga. Facts. Go try to get that business loan and see how they treat you. That's why for a nigga to say this shit that I'm caping for every nigga, first of all, I'm calling what I see. Come to Las Vegas. They got Mariana's. I just watched Dirty Dining with Darcy Spears on Thursday night, and it was another restaurant that just happened to be owned by a Latino brother. And he was on Dirty Dining because he had roaches and shit. He knew he had roaches and never did shit about it. Facts. But you serving people food though. So that's what I'm saying. But the last black person that was on Dirty Dining was our sister from the West Side. She owned a barbecue joint, and she got A's every time that health department came down there. She got A's, and she was on there because Darcy Spears wanted to know, how is it you're always getting A's, but everybody else is getting C's and D's and getting all these demerits? She said, I just take pride in what I do. That's a fact. Made me proud. Made me proud. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't feel like what happens to other races are bad, but I'm gonna say this again. When's the last time you saw interims and they Escalades and they Ford Explorers and all the other shit in their houses, and they gonna keep living a good life and having their parties and chilling? That's just a fact. So my thing is, why do we always fight everybody else's battle but our own? Facts. And why is it when we get around other races, or what they call it, cultures, which I think is divisive too. Well, our culture, no, race. Why we get around other races and then we want to become like them and praise them? Everybody has a flag. The Italians have their flag. Moorish descent as well. So since I don't know what I'm talking about, you can go Google it and look it up. I've actually read it anyways, so it's a fact. You can look it up as well. They have Moorish descent. The Moors conquered them as well. Just like the Moors conquered Europe and Spain and all that. That's why you have so many mulattoes. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, if you look at other races, they don't have distractions. They handle real business. But in our race, we got a bunch of distractions. We got a bunch of Terry Cruz's and Jussie Smollett's buck dancing and cooning and lying and creating hoax and diversions and shit. And then we got people like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker deflecting on blackface. What you deflecting for? It's a fact. This is what people do. Man, I'm pretty sure most white people, when they get in a room and they're not around other black people, they say how they really feel about black people. That's a fact. I'm just telling you the truth. That's why I always give my perspective. I don't act like I don't work at a job and all that. Yeah, I'm part of a corporate plantation. I haven't always been this way. I was that same nigga. At least I can admit I was the same nigga that was like, oh, if you just pull yourself up on the bootstraps and work hard, they'll really respect you. No, they'll be in the back office laughing at your black ass for overworking yourself and stressing yourself out, because at the end of the day, they're running a program anyway. They don't give a fuck. That's what they'll be doing. That's a fact. I'm telling you, it's true. It's a fact. That's why I always tell people, hey, govern yourself accordingly. Get knowledge yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get you a trade. If you're going to go to school to be a doctor, a nurse, a trade, something that you can always use, you can always do. And then you can take that money and start your own business. Don't go to school to get no degree, no fucking African-American studies or no business management shit, because 9 times out of fucking 10, you're not going to be a manager of the white supremacy's business. This is a system. This is a fucking system. I know. I'm on a corporate plantation. I don't even trip off that shit. See, I'm not mad at them because it's a system. What I'm mad at is not being taught these things as a child. See, I was taught. Jesus said it. Jesus said it. Depend on me. As the scripture has said it. Out of your belly flow. And victory is mine. I was taught all that shit. We sing and dance all day long in the church. But when it's come time for, but it's a business. And Warren, in this United States of America, it's a business. It's based off of capital. It's based off of what type of business you running, what type of property you own. I was not taught that. I was just taught to go to church and pray and everything will be okay. But you can't get to speaking in tongue when a motherfucking manager or a director or a VP or whatever, or a controller, whatever the fuck you want to call it, want you to work your ass off. And I don't give a fuck if you can't spend time with your family. We need you here to work your ass off. Think about it. That's when it comes into play of, ooh, I need to be an owner. And I need to be using this corporate plantation job to fund my real shit. See, I just came into this knowledge. If I'd have known about Dr. Boyce Watkins, and if I'd have known about Dr. Claude Anderson and shit as I was growing up, oh man, things would be much different. See, I didn't know that. I know it now. Dr. Claude Anderson is right. A job is meant to maintain you. You're not gonna get rich at no job. And even let's say you saved up $950,000 in your 401k. Let's just say you saved that, right? $950 is your money. And you about to retire. You know, and when you retire, they only gonna give you, let's just say they're gonna give you $1,000 a month, but your bills are at $3,000 a month. They're gonna give you $1,000 a month for Social Security, and you got $950,000. You're gonna have to still live on a budget. Or guess what? You're gonna be right back where you started before you got the job. So that's why it's a good thing to get a business. So you get business, exemptions and all this other shit that every other corporation is doing. See, a job is meant to maintain you anyway, because it's meant for you to follow that pyramid scheme. You have a future here. And then, ooh, he said, I's got a future. He's really like me. No, they're running a game. This is a fact. But we don't think that. And a lot of the reasons why we don't think that is, I think a lot of the reasons why we don't think that is because I think we programmed to believe that everybody has the best intention for us, but they don't. And every race doesn't have the best intention. First of all, every other race ain't supposed to have the best intention for black people. We supposed to have the best intention for black people. When we start waking up and reading the books and stop trying to fight each other, and oh, you don't know a lot, and let me correct the nigga and all this other shit, man. Look, let me tell you something. First of all, when I'm on YouTube and I'm listening to other people's page, I comment as a good thing and I go on about my way. I'm not trying to correct them and humiliate them and do all that, because we got enough people that are not our race doing that shit to us. Like I told you when I went to the swap meet, if you live in Vegas, on Washington, and Rancho, and that China bitch, that Korean bitch, I just didn't like her energy. Like she came straight, oh, we got a pro club for you. Oh, we got a pro club. Oh, you like a pro club? Oh, we got that for you. Oh no, we got a pro club. I wasn't feeling that shit. In my mind, I was thinking, damn, why are we not selling clubs to each other? You know what they do? They do exactly what Facebook, Instagram, Twitter do. Especially Instagram and Facebook. They find your algorithm and they profit off of it. But when it comes time to purchase black people's clothes and all that shit, niggas get to frown up. You know how niggas are and all this other shit. You like, well, nigga, you don't support. That's a motherfucking lie. I got a whole bunch of Corey Holcomb shirts in my closet. Matter of fact, I'll do y'all one better. I don't give a fuck. There was this dude called Remo Mart that I saw him on another show. And I purchased it. I never even got my product. But do you think I was tripping? Nope. I wasn't even tripping. At first I was mad, then I was like, I ain't even tripping, man. And then it comes out that his business acumen wasn't up to par. And then he had a VP of sales or VP of managed operations or whatever. And this young lady, very articulate, very, very smart, she came out and said it. She called one of the podcast shows and was like, yes, I'm a representative on behalf of Remo Mart. We do apologize about people not getting their clothing and all this other stuff, and I am running it now, and it you know, we've changed everything and done everything different. And if you want your clothes that you didn't get, all we need to see is a screenshot of what you paid for and your item, and we will send you your shit. You think I did that? No, I didn't. That was good enough for me that they came out, made an apology, and I kept it moving. I wasn't tripping off that shit because we are programmed to, see, niggas ain't shit. See, I ain't even get my shit and go on fucking YouTube or go on Facebook and selfie and this is the product that I didn't get and this is how they treat us. We always quick to do that shit with niggas. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all find it interesting that we always get a high off of going at each other? But when it comes to the system of white supremacy, niggas, cat got they tongue, they coon, they clown up, and they act like the shit don't exist. For instance, Terry Crews. You mad because D.L. Hughley and Tariq Nasheed called you out and was like, well, nigga, you buck dancing, you on some other shit. Oh, suppose I slapped the shit out of you, D.L. Oh, so you got that same energy with D.L., but you ain't got that type of mentality energy towards the white motherfucker that grabbed your shit. Oh, because I want to work. Exactly, because you're accustomed to a lifestyle. Just like Steve Harvey's coon ass talking about, oh, well, sometimes you can't prove a point that way. We's black out here. And this the money game. And we's black out here. And all sorts of shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. I got love for Monique. Because Monique stood on a principle and was like, I'm not buck dancing for y'all niggas. And fuck all you motherfuckers. And I'll just be me. And I guess it'll just be me by myself. Let me tell you something. When you stand for something, you ain't gonna fall for anything. But you ain't gonna have a whole lot of people around you. And that's a fact. And you gonna have a whole bunch of coward ass, hoe ass niggas writing shit on your page but not showing their face. And not really wanting to have a conversation and leaving this long paragraph like they a bitch. But you can tell they ain't read nothing. It's a whole bunch of those motherfuckers that exist. That's a fact. I've seen a whole bunch of them. They ain't never read a goddamn thing. But they always, you know, go look on people's comments, but they always talking shit. Always. But those be the main niggas that, it's like that nigga that don't have a job, but always can tell you what you should do and what you should spend your money on, but they ain't got no fucking job. It's those type of motherfuckers. I'm telling you, people like Jussie Smollett, get the fuck away from him. If that nigga gonna create a diversion, it almost remind me of motherfuckers that cry wolf because nobody fucks with them. And then when everybody come around because they're like, damn, you okay? Oh, I'm good. And you like, well, what the fuck you do that? Because they just want motherfuckers' attention. I feel like Empire ain't doing this great and you caused a distraction. Not just that, I feel like it was a diversion and distraction for Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and all this other shit. And fuck Kamala Harris or Kamala, whatever the fuck it is. First of all, that's an Indian name. First of all, let's get that straight. Second of all, bitch, you is not for no niggas. You know what I'm saying? And then she just wasn't making sense about all the shit. And niggas always go to Tupac and Snoop. She talk about what she, you know, what she say, what she listened to. That's why I like Tariq Nasheed. Shout out to him. That nigga had facts on that bitch. That nigga was like, wait, bitch, you graduated in 85. How would you listen to the Tupac and Snoop? They weren't even out then. Because they place people in front of you that will soften the blow for what they really trying to do. That's why Obama was placed there to fuck niggas over. He's the one who signed that Blue Lives Matter fucking law into office for the police. That's why police can duck and dodge murders like a motherfucker. Yo, President Obama signed that shit into office. First of all, Obama is Kenyan and Caucasian, and he inherited over $450,000 from his Caucasian side of the family. He has no idea what it is to be a nigga. That's a fact. The most he probably experienced being a nigga is when he was running for president, motherfuckers was calling him nigga and coon and shit to his face. But when he was behind the scenes and he was just a junior senator, man, he ain't experienced no shit. That's a fact. And he could never relate. That's why he said nothing about Chicago and how it's a fucking war zone out there. Nothing. He said a little bit about Trayvon Martin. He said nothing about Philando Castile. Nothing about Eric Gardner. All these killings was when he was in office. It's a fact. Alton Sterling, all this shit, man, fuck out of here, man. That's why I'm saying, man, we gotta start looking at motherfuckers like Jussie Smollett. Now, somebody that's black from the LGBTQ LMNOP community need to come out and openly chastise that nigga and be like, first of all, you keep saying you a gay black man. No, we not fucking with that. That's first. You a black man who happens to be gay. That's one. Two, you making our struggle look like we're a bunch of liars. So I don't appreciate that shit. If Kenyatta Briggs could come out and say, I love for Dame, but I'm not co-signing that shit that he got going on because you making it seem like my shit is some bullshit and that we lying. Now, if he can do that and that's Dame Dash, then somebody else should come out and chastise that nigga in open, you know, in the open court, like, you know, open court of public opinion. Like T.I. did Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne did that bullshit video or that interview because he was high out of his fucking mind, T.I. was like, nah, nigga, I gotta call you out publicly. That shit was some bullshit. I got love for you, my nigga, but nah, nigga. You know how they treat us out here. But we don't do that. We act like it don't exist. Just like we act like Willie McCoy didn't exist. Like it was nothing. That's why I couldn't believe the motherfucker that left that message was like saying that we basically claim the victim. How could we claim the victim when niggas raped, robbed, pillaged? You better read Slavery by Another Name, clown, and see what the fuck they've done. They got a history of over 450 years of this bullshit. Jim Crow, segregation, all kinds of redlining, gentrification, all this shit. See, and motherfucker, this is what I think really is funny. When I look at the Latino brothers and sisters, see, they think this shit don't affect them. But now they got a nigga in office that don't particularly like Latinos. Now it's this, the black and brown should unite. But my thing is, when are y'all gonna start standing up for when we get killed? When are y'all gonna start standing up for why we don't got businesses? You're not, and you're not supposed to, and that's fine. I just don't like when other races are socialized, socially engineered not to fuck with niggas. But let me see what y'all do. You can go on Instagram. I see a whole bunch of Latinos making trap beat type music. But there's a handful of them that just make their music, and I respect that. Look at Jennifer Lopez. How you gonna do a tribute to Motown? You can't sing and you really can't dance. But you gonna do the tribute. And we got Jennifer Hudson. We got Fantasia. We got Brandy. We got Monica. We got all these great singers, but you do the tribute? Man, get the fuck out of here. You think I could go do the tribute for Enrique Iglesias and get on there and get to like trying to wing it? Man, them motherfucking Latinos would be like, first of all, you're not even about to perform. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I be laughing. I'll be like, damn, we always just letting motherfuckers do what the fuck they want to do. But when it comes to our shit and stand up for our shit, oh, you racist. That's why you got to read the books. That's why you got to read Black Labor, White Wealth. That's why you got to read the Compensatory Code of Ethics by motherfucking Neely Fuller. You got to read these books. These books teach you how to conduct yourself and how to govern yourself, and it teaches you questions that you really need to ask mentally about the people you're around. If a motherfucker start talking this slavery was so long ago, get the fuck away from him. If a motherfucker start talking shit about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, get the fuck away from him. And I'm going to tell you why. These are people that have no idea about the minister. They don't know what his teachings are. They don't know what he's been taught. They don't know what he knows. And they don't know how he speaks. They just going off what somebody told them. That's a fact. I was told to, oh, they teach hate and all that. That's bullshit, man. Listen to what he's saying. He did a whole speech on the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and how they fucking, and I don't think I didn't go and research that shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. And how the Federal Reserve is fugazi and how they was funding both sides of the fucking war. Man, Farrakhan be speaking on facts. So I don't want to hear that shit. So when a motherfucker get to talking that, oh, well, Farrakhan, man, just get away from him. I'm telling you. See, niggas be thinking it's this Sam Cooke. I just watched this documentary on Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was hanging out with Muhammad Ali and Farrakhan. And not Farrakhan, but Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. And they was like, was Sam Cooke gonna be a Muslim? No, he just was hanging out with him. See, people think because you know people from the Nation of Islam or you back a lot of the shit that they say that you're a Muslim. No, it's just, he's for what I'm for. We black first. He's for the empowerment of my people. So why not? Why not? You ain't gotta be no Nation of Islam to be like, I agree, I co-sign that shit. It's fact. That's why I read The Secret Relationship Between Jews and Blacks by the Nation of Islam. I also read The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I read How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when you watch What the Health, they're saying the same shit that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying. So I don't want to hear shit. That's why I can't stand a motherfucker talking shit about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck out of here. Facts. And I ain't no Muslim, but I still don't want to hear that shit. Because if I'm reading the book, How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then I watch a documentary that comes out 40 years later that's saying the same shit that he's saying in the book, that what we call so-called white people saying that, I may need to listen to this man. He may be saying some real shit. Now, everything he may be saying might be a little bit like balls to the wall, but there's a message behind what he's saying. So think about it. If they're giving you this fuckery ass food, then how could they possibly lead you to heaven or lead you to the pearly gates? No, they're not. They're leading you to hell. An early death is a fact. That's why I'm like, man, he not lying about that shit. How could they ever love you and care about you if they giving you shit that will kill you, which is the food? It's a fact. And then you watch What the Health, and they saying the same shit that he's saying. So I don't want to hear that shit. We gotta empower our people and stop letting clowns like Jussie Smollett, which I wasn't really feeling him anyway. And no, it wasn't because of no LGBTQ, because that's what they try to do. I just wasn't feeling him because I felt like they turned Empire into it was all about him and the LGBTQ shit. And they took it off Black struggle and they put it all on him. And I felt like that ain't cool. The Jews don't take the struggle off being Jewish. They don't care about you being a gay Jew. They just, nigga, you're Jewish. Never forget the Holocaust. They gonna let you know that. But us, shit, it's like the shit doesn't exist. Anyway, man, hey, Tamaya, I got nothing but love for you. I appreciate you watching. Hey, man, that's the homie. I looked up to her. She was a great example to me. Still is. Great example. Man, you just don't know how much you know, she helped me a lot. My whole vision of like, that's how you supposed to, her and Nuke kind of gave me a different perspective of how you conduct yourself in corporate America. Especially because me, I was young, goofy, loud, obnoxious, acting a fucking fool. And you know, people still fuck with me, but it taught me a lot about, hey, but as you get older, you gotta conduct yourself a certain way because people are not see y'all on Wednesday. Send this shit to any coon or Sambo you know, and if you wanna leave a comment, but show your face, nigga, whoever it is. If you wanna leave a comment, you wanna talk shit to me, I wanna see who you are. And I want to see exactly who you claim to be. Fuck, nigga. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, I'm trying. Look, before I get out there, hey, Tamaya. Hey, Tamaya, you know, hey, look. You know, I want to say her name so bad, I don't want to do it. But remember the girl that was supposed to be my baby mama? And remember, I was like, I'm going to take care of mine. And then remember, I was like, yeah, I'll fuck with her. But if I do, that bitch got to give me her whole 401k. I know you remember that shit. So why that shit was some funny shit. But anyway, hey, man, I appreciate everybody. Much love and respect. I'll see y'all niggas Wednesday around 6:30 or 7. I'm out, man. Peace.